In this video, we are going to give you the 3 most common dangers of social media and how they impact your marriage. We are Casey and Megan Caston of Marriage 365, and we really want to help you connect in your relationship. So this is going to be an exciting video here.
Well, especially since you're probably watching this on social media.
Yes.
That makes sense. You know, social media is here to stay. I mean, think about it. The ability for us to create online communities of shared values, it's may change its name and it's looked differently, but it's here to stay. And there's so much good that social media brings to us. We can rally behind causes that mean something to us. We can maintain these relationships from friends and family that live afar off. So, I mean...
Heck, we even started Marriage 365
there you go.
On a Facebook page many years ago, just kind of sharing some marriage ideas. And now we reach over 2 million couples every single month worldwide, thanks to social media.
And we're giving them practical steps that they can do to build a healthy marriage.
So it is a good thing. It can be a good thing.
Unfortunately, there is a dark side to the net. With the increased rise of cyberbullying, trolls that leave hateful and shameful comments,
Human trafficking,
with little to no accountability, these comments that people leave, it really does create this sense of polarizing because we can attack and demonize someone that thinks differently than us.
Yeah. Because
they just posted something that we disagree with. So it is very, very dangerous. I think that what happens, though, is maybe you connected or maybe you guys met online through social media.
Yeah.
But now it's creating this disconnection, this tension in your relationship. And so we want to talk about kind of the 3 dangers that social media presents.
Yeah. Let's talk about the first one. We call it the distraction.
Dun, dun.
And I think we're all guilty of this. We're not above this, where you come home from work, you want to veg out, you take your phone and you scroll through Instagram or Facebook or whatever, fill in the gap of whatever your preferred social media application is. And, you know, you think when you go on it, I'm just going to spend a few minutes looking.
Yeah.
But then you get sucked in, right?
Yes,
and you're like,
total
oh my gosh, it's
time
been an hour and I've been on Instagram looking at poodles.
Yeah.
How did I do this? I love poodles.
And I think the distraction is that we're uncomfortable with just sitting in silence with ourselves. And so we all see this. People standing in line, sitting at a table, sadly enough with seeing a couple.
Like on a date night.
Yeah, scrolling through their feeds.
Yeah.
And so what happens is, disconnection happens in the relationship and there's this distraction of this time suck that you're never spending time with each other in these like little small spaces of time.
I can't even begin to tell you how many emails that we have received.
Oh my gosh.
My husband is always on his phone. My wife is always on Facebook. I mean, we get these, you guys, by the dozens every day. So we know it's an issue. We are also, like we said, the first to admit that this is an issue because just so you know, social media, while it's so great, they have these algorithms that do purposefully target you on the things that you're interested in. They're watching you.
Endless feeds of tantalizing content.
They're watching us right now.
But wait, I gotta tell you though, I know this may sound pretty obvious, but the same amount of time and attention that it took for you guys to go move from courtship to walking down the aisle is the same amount of time it takes to maintain a healthy relationship.
No way.
What?
So wait, relationships require time?
Yeah.
Like
crazy,
dedicated time? Like focused time? So not distracted time.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Still good to know. Okay, so that's the first danger, the distraction. The second danger is the comparison.
Ooh.
We are all guilty of this because we only see a quick snapshot of people's lives on social media. They take 100 pictures. They pick the best one.
Yep.
There's no zits.
There's beautiful filters.
There's beautiful filters. There's no imperfections. The kids aren't fighting. Everyone looks good. And the reality is we didn't see that the husband and wife just fought about their budget or that they just fought about, the mother-in-law that, just barged in and didn't knock, right? These are things that we don't see on social media. Not to say that it's the right platform to see all those things, but we end up comparing ourselves. And there's this underlining feeling like we are not enough. We're not thin enough. We're not smart enough. Our marriage isn't that great compared to so-and-so's. And it becomes this really yucky trap. So the comparison is a danger. And I'm telling you, it will rob you of your joy.
And it creates so much anxiety, because we recognize that we're without. And so that's that anxiety that builds in us. And we walk around as a very anxious society.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, the third danger of social media.
The third danger. He's so excited.
Is the temptation.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now this one out of every 3 affairs starts with an online encounter.
Can I explain how this happens?
And okay, yeah.
Just really quickly. So a husband and a wife are disconnected.
Yeah.
And they're feeling kind of lonely. And then they're on social media and they notice that some friend, a coworker, a neighbor, maybe an old fling, comments on their picture. This is how it goes, guys, every time. Mm-hmm. And it feels good because your spouse, who you're disconnected with, they don't compliment you. They don't post on your pictures.
That's right.
And so you kind of go, And it's just this, it starts so, just so small and so innocent. And then there's more connection.
This listening person becomes this trusted confidant because you start then feeling like you can share your hurts. And they're like, oh.
And they say everything perfect. And just remember that when on social media, you too are only seeing so much of that other person. But this temptation, they become more than just someone on social media. It becomes, you cross boundaries and it can end up being an affair. And we know the statistics don't lie. It does happen. And so these are the 3 dangers, you guys, the distraction, the comparison, and the temptation, that you have to be honest with yourself and say, what areas in my life with my social media am I really struggling in? And what areas is my spouse struggling in? Actually,
we just finished up a webcast at nakedconversations.org on the dangers of social media and your marriage. And we go a little bit more in depth with these 3 dangers, but then we also provided, 7 practical ways, steps, and boundaries that you can protect your marriage from social media creating tension and strife.
Yeah. So if you don't want to have an affair, which I don't think anybody does, if you don't want your time to be sucked up by social media, if you want to stop comparing your life to other people's, you are going to want to watch this webcast. And with it comes couples connecting questions where you can have these amazing, incredible talks about social media, your expectations, your views, and we guide you through that conversation. So check it out, nakedconversations.org, and start your free 7-day trial.